For the listeners out there that want to start a business, what's your process for starting a business? It sounds like you identify a pain point for yourself. That makes total sense. And then what's the next step?
I think a lot of it is qualifying that you're not alone in the pain point for me, because I think, and it depends what kind of company you want, right? If you want to start a restaurant, for instance, and therefore you know what good service means because you enjoy good service, well then make sure that you enable good service with good food. Because some people will always say, getting good food is one thing, but if the service is bad, then it kind of mars the food a little bit. Service can go a long way, so you can look at your skill set and sort of say, well, I'm quite good at that. I think for me, when I identify the problem, I do because I know the value of technology in a company. I like the idea of them working out if it's a technology problem or if it's a customer service problem or just a structural problem, and then working out how you said yourself, if you sell companies to the consultancy groups, there's so many great minds in there, so much thinking in there. I'm kind of very much a producty, let's solve a problem sort of person. I'm not a great strategic consultant, if that makes sense, but I can definitely identify a problem and then work out if the problem's big enough to solve, to make a company out of, or whether or not it would just be something you would build. Because we all know the stories of the best products that never launch, right, or the best products that never get actual traction. You need the ability to actually get someone to use it in order to prove its greatness, but also you can spend too long perfecting the product before you actually find out if anyone cares about it or not. And I think that market validation for me is something that I definitely overvalue now much more than I did before, where you want to understand, you want people to understand, and also selling an idea to yourself is the easiest pitch in the world, right? Because you're kind of 70% convinced that you're right, but convincing the market is very difficult. So having reference points and a wider audience to talk to, and people always get really frightened about telling people their idea in case someone steals it. I've heard that 1,000 times. I've signed NDA after NDA and they tell the idea. I was like, that's a good idea, but I wouldn't, you're probably inhibiting who you can talk to because you're worried about them stealing it. And no one steals ideas in that kind of area because most people are too busy doing their job anyway. And I think it's all about execution in the end anyway. So I think that people can very much limit their feedback on their business because they're frightened about talking about it, which I think that once you've had the failure that I had, I couldn't care less about talking about what I'm doing, because if I can't do it, I can't do it, right? So you kind of have to get out your own way a little bit, I think, in that process. And then if you need external money, don't get caught up on how much of don't sell it all, but, don't worry too much about marginal percentage points at a negotiation where you could lose out on a good investor or something like that. I think it's important to be mindful of what you started the business for, or not what you can get out of it at the end.